Let's talk Tanya for the 4th of Elul. In yesterday's Tanya, we explained that when a person messed up and a person missed out on doing mitzvahs, then the way to make up for the lack, for the void in divine energy which was meant to be brought down, is to drawing down the infinite kindness and light of God, which fills up all the empty spaces. Now, this is accomplished through tshuva. How does tshuva accomplish this? Tshuva is when a person reaches into the depths, the core of their soul. That is the definition of tshuva, when a person gets in touch with their true self and reconnects to their essential relationship with God, which exists at the very depths of the heart, at the very core of the soul, the infinite relationship with God that we have. When we do that, we access the essence of God's being, the infinite core of God, as it were, and that is the light that we're looking and that we need in order to rectify the mistakes that we have made. Now, while tshuva allows us to access that core of God and that infinite light of God, but in order to draw that down over here into this world, for that we need tzedakah. This is something that we've encountered several times already in the Geras HaKodesh. When we give tzedakah, that is us giving to those who are needy, thus us who are giving to those who perhaps aren't even worthy. And that causes that God does the same, and that allows us to bring the light all the way down here into this world. After all, we're needy, we're not worthy. We need to give tzedakah. But what kind of tzedakah do we need to give? We're trying to draw down the infinite light of God, the infinite kindness of God. What we called in yesterday's Tanya, we spoke about it being the Rav Chesed, not the Chesed Olam, the great kindness, not the kindness that's meant for this world, the finite kindness. And to do that, we also need to give tzedakah in an unlimited way. Not limited by 10%, not even limited by 20%, but we need to give and give and give and give to the extent possible. Again, this is what we need to do in order to fix up mistakes that we have made in the past. But you're going to say, don't our sages tell us, which means that someone who gives tzedakah should not exceed 20%? 20% is the max? Dr. Rebbe says, yes, 20% is the max. But that's the max for tzedakah, for giving charity from the kindness of your heart to fulfill the mitzvah. But here we're not talking about fulfilling the mitzvah. Here we're talking about someone who has messed up, and therefore for them, giving tzedakah is their medicine. It's the way to heal their soul. Now, if someone, God forbid, is ill, would you say that the max they can spend on medicine is 20%? No, of course not. A person will spend whatever they need to spend. And Dr. Rebbe says our spiritual health isn't any less important than our physical health. We spend whatever is necessary in order to achieve spiritual health. To put it in different words, Dr. Rebbe is saying, don't look at this as charity. Look at this as a living expense. And the living expense for someone who has messed up in the past, the living expense is giving charity and giving unlimited charity. Obviously, we can't give unlimited charity because we don't have an infinite amount of funds. But at the same time, we're not limited by the Torah prescription of 10%, 20%, which again, that is 10%, 20% is for the tzaddik, for someone who wants to draw down the chesed olam. But for us who want to draw down the Rav Chesed, because we needed the tshuva, for us we give tzedakah without any limits. In tomorrow's Tanya, we will wrap up the discussion. We're going to finish this chapter, and we're going to return to the opening verse of this chapter. Chaste Hashem ki lesamnu ki lichalu rachamav. If you recall, we asked a few questions on that verse, and we will answer those questions.